Good morning, it's Mike. It's February 26th, 2009. Today, we're going to talk about sovereignty and sovereignty of nations. Now, at the moment, there's roughly 185, 190 sovereign nations on the globe. And there's been a lot of debate recently about whether they should be giving away their sovereignty. For instance, I've included a link to a former Prime Minister of Canada, Paul Martin, basically saying, give up your sovereignty to make the world work. Okay. And I've also included a link to Walter Cronkite. Well, it's a video about New World Order and conspiracy and all that stuff, but in the middle of it, at about 5:12 onwards, you'll hear Walter Cronkite's take on sovereignty and why it is not important anymore. So is it important? Well, there's a lot of people out there, particularly along the lines of the, for instance, the Council on Foreign Relations, promoting this idea of world government. Now, this isn't conspiracy theory, guys. This isn't, the whole New World Order stuff and everything's being controlled by a group of 12 men in a small room. But this is, the truth. The truth is, there are organizations out there that want to remove national sovereignty, or certain elements of it at any rate, and create unions between various countries. Now, of course, you have the European Union, you have the South American Union, which I was completely unaware of. If you look at the linked article from Wikipedia, you'll be able to see all of the various unions. There's the Asian Union, and there's, and of course, the upcoming what people are calling the North American Union, although it hasn't really been publicized or anything's really been formalized yet. Of course, there is the SPP, the Security and Prosperity Partnership between Canada, the United States, and Mexico, but to go any further they would need congressional approval to go any further than this within the states, and of course they need to be approved by Canada and by Mexico. Now, at the moment, I seriously doubt Mexico is going to have any trouble getting their people to say, yes, yes, please help us. These drug cartel people are driving us insane and they're killing everyone. Please get us out of this mess. And assuming that the the global financial crisis actually takes down a large part of American wealth, it's quite likely that Americans might say, okay, we'll give up some of our sovereignty. And the same thing with Canada. It's kind of like, okay, well, Canadians get dragged kicking and screaming into this. But this whole idea is it would still remain as individual countries. Now, this is how the European Union started, okay? The European Union began as the European Economic Council. And essentially, it was a trade bloc, a set of trade agreements between the various countries within the European Union. And it has since grown into, and will most likely soon become, a nation unto itself. The same thing will be happening in North America, people. Trust me on this. So you currently have the NAFTA agreement, but of course NAFTA is strictly trade. By bolting on these other things like security and, partnership and partnering of armed forces and so forth, you're moving closer and closer to this concept of a North American Union. It's tricky. Is it real? I don't know. How long is it going to take? Couple of years, 5 years, 10 years. I mean, the European Union took 30 years to go from, 40 years to go from European Economic Trade Council to being the European Union. So, anyway, something to think about. Something I was thinking about this morning. I've included a couple of other articles here. The current thinking from the Council on Foreign Relations by a chap named Richard N. Haass, who is the current president of the Council on Foreign Relations, and a link to his book, so you can pull up a PDF of the first chapter and look at that. And yeah. So, everyone out there, peace, love, understanding. This stuff isn't conspiracy theory. There are certain parts of it that people are really playing up and saying, "Oh, they're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. They're all conspiring together." They don't need to. We've got people like the Council on Foreign Relations pushing governments to do it. Okay, folks. Peace, love, understanding. And I will speak to you again soon. Bye.